Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. So in today's tutorial we are going to be making this beautiful 720-degree flay. So if this look like what you're interested in, please keep watching. So to make this 720-degree flay, these are all the materials I'll be needing. This is my Ankara fabric. I have 2 yards plus here, which of course we are not going to finish. Okay, it's not going to finish, so you need like 1.5 yards to make this. Okay, so this is my medium gum stay. This is what I'm going to be using for the lining. I'm going to interface the lining with this. Okay, so and this is of course the lining. Okay, so I don't have crino for this because the clients I'm making this for do not need crino, so you can decide to add your crino if you want. Okay, so this is all the things I'm going to be needed. So let's get into the video. So to make a 360-degree flay, you have to calculate the waist of your flay. Okay, so 360-degree flay is 720-degree flay is 360-degree flay into 2. Okay, so for you to make a 720-degree flay, that means you are going to cut a 360-degree flay into two parts. Okay, so to get the waist part, what you are going to use for the radius is to divide your waist measurement by 2. Okay, then after dividing by 2, whatever your result is, you divide that your result by 6.28. okay, so you divide your waist circumference. For instance, the waist I'm working with here is 33 inches. Okay, you're going to divide this 33 inches by 2. All right, so whatever you have, you're going to divide it by 6.28. okay, so I hope you understand this. So when we divided 33 by 2, it gave us 16.5. okay, so we are going to divide this 16.5 by 6.28, and when we did that, what we had was 2.62. okay, so we had 2.62. so we are going to use this 2.62 as the radius to cut our flay. Okay, so we are going to cut this 2. We're going to cut it into 2. Okay, we're going to cut 360 flay into 2 to give us 720 flay. Okay, so this is what we are going to use, and then we are going to also get the length of the flay, and the length of the flay we are cutting in this thread is 8 inches. Okay, so we are cutting 8 inches. It's supposed to be 7 inches, but we added 1 inch for the allowance, so we have 8 inches. So what we have now is 8 inches for the length of the flay, and then 2.62 as the radius of the flay. Okay, so for us to get our, when you have gotten this, the next thing we are going to do is to determine what to use for the fold of the flay, right? So for us to get, we are going to add the length plus the radius together, which is 8 plus 2.682. This will give us 10.62. So we are going to use this 10.62 to get our flay fold. All right, so I hope you understand this. So I'm going to be using this gum stay to cut our flay, so that once we are done, we are going to place it on our lining and cut it out. Okay, so just watch closely. You are going to see how this is going to turn out very easy for us. Okay, so remember, we are going to use 10.62 to get the flay. Okay, so to be on the safer side, I'm just going to round it up to 12 inches just to be on the safer side. Okay, so I'm going to use 12 inches to get the fold for our flay. Okay, so when we have done this, and we're also going to, when we have folded this once, remember to cut 360 flay, you need 4 fold. Okay, so we are going to fold it again. This is the second fold. We are going to fold it again like this, and we're also going to use that same 12 inches to determine our fold here also. Okay, so this is what we have. We folded it in by 12 inches first, and then we folded it in again by another 12 inches. Okay, so that is the radius plus the length of our flay. Okay, so this is what we have. I'm just going to cross check to make sure it's still up to that 12 inches. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, so let me just pin this down so it doesn't move from here. All right, so when we have gotten this, what we are going to do is to use the radius to cut out this flay. Okay, and remember, the radius is 2.62, right? This is the radius. Okay, so this is the radius, right? So we are going to measure from the tip here. So from the tip here, we are going to measure 2.6. Okay, so I'm going to take 2.6. I'm going to measure it round the mouth of our flake. Okay, so this is the tip of our flake. I'm going to measure 2.6 round like this, and I'm just going to connect this like this. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So from there, I'm going to take the measurement for our flake, and we said it's 8 inches, right? It's supposed to be 7, but we added 1 inch for both the turning of the down and joining it to the fabric. So now we have 8 inches. So I'm just going to take that 8 inches, just like we did for the other part. I'm going to take it round like this. Okay, so this is it. So I'm also going to connect this like this. Okay, so when we have done this, the next thing we are going to do now is to cut it out. Alright, so I'm just going to cut out this flame, and then we are going to cut out another one exactly like this. Remember, what we are making is a 720 flame, so I'm just going to cut this and then trace it on another one and cut it out also. So this is what we have after cutting out the two of them. So this is what we have. So we are simply going to spread this on our lining and press it. Like we're going to use it. Remember, this is a medium gum stay that we used to cut this. So we are going to place it on our lining and press it. Okay,
so here what I'm going to do here is I'm going to spread my lining on top of my ironing table, and then I'm going to try to press this on top of the lining. Okay, so remember, this is a gum stay. It has a gumming part. Like we said before, you can use the strong one or the medium one, any one you prefer. So after I was done cutting it out, I'll just spread it on top of my lining like this, and then I'll press on top for it to gum on my lining. So after I was gumming it, I'm just going to trace it out. So remember, the gum stay is the actual length of our flay. I'm just going to trace out closest to the gum stay, okay, as you see me doing. So after I was done doing that, this is what it looks like.
so next I'll just go ahead and trace it on our actual fabric as well. Okay, so I just spread my fabric out like this. This is the right side of the fabric and this is the wrong side, right? So I'm just going to place this. Okay, I'm going to place it right side facing each other and pin it down, then cut it round like this. Okay, so that when I'm sewing it on the sewing machine, I'm just going to go ahead and just sit down and start stitching all around without trying to arrange it again. Okay, so this method is actually very easy and time saving for me, so you can try it out as well and see how that works for you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and trace this out, and I'm also going to do the same thing for the other part of the flame. At this point, this is what we have. We are done cutting out our fabric and also the lining, and also interfacing the lining as well. Okay, look at what we have here. So I'm just going to go over to our sewing machine and just turn it round, the two of them, turn the down part round. Okay, while I'm turning it, I'm also putting my hemming gum so that once I turn it to the other side, I'm just going to iron it once and for all. Okay, so I'm just going to go over to my sewing machine now and turn it. So when we are done turning the flay, this is what it looks like. This is what yours should also look like. Okay, so all I'm going to go ahead to do now is I'm going to cut out on this line, in the center of this line, so that we can turn it from there. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this part away. Okay, so like I said before, I also sew in my hemming gum round it, so that once I turn it and start ironing it, it's just going to go easy for me. Okay, so this is it. This is what it looks like after we have turned it. Alright, so if you are putting crino on yours, you know that is when you are sewing it, when you are turning it, that you are going to also attach your crino and turn everything once. Okay, but because I'm not using crino for this video, I just attached my hemming gum instead. So this is it. I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing for the other side, and also press it, bringing out all the corners, and I'll just press it and lay it very flat. Then we go on from there. So this is what it looks like after we are done ironing it. Can you see how flat it looks? Okay, can you see the lining is not moving because it's been held down together with the fabric by the hemming gum. Okay, so this is it. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim off the fabric that we are not using in the center here. I'm just going to trim it out so that we can divide this flay into two and join them together to give us the 720 flay we are working at achieving. So this is it. I'm just going to place it like this and make sure that all the edges are equal. Then I'll just tear one part. Okay, so this is it. This is one side of the flay. I'm going to do the same thing for this side. Okay, so when I've achieved this, the next thing I'm going to do is to join the two flay together. Okay, so to join it, I'm just going to take one part like this. I'm going to open it up like this. All right, so I can join fabric to fabric, lining to lining. Okay, so I'm just going to open it up and I'm going to sew it straight from here. Make sure you arrange it at the center. Make sure you arrange it properly. Okay, this is it. So make sure that this part and this part is equal. Okay, so I'm just going to join it straight, fabric to fabric, lining to lining, like this. Okay, so when we are done joining this part, we're just going to go ahead, turn this part, and then go ahead and also turn the other part like this. So when we come back, we're just going to press it and then we'll see what it looks like. So this is what we have after turning both ends and then also joining the center. Okay, as you can see, the center is well aligned. So I'm just going to go ahead and press this. So that is that for this 70-20 degree flay. So this is it. This is how it looks like. So as you can see, it has that wavy look, even though we did not add the crino, but it still has that wavy look. Okay, so imagine when we now add a crino to this, how beautiful it's going to look. Okay, so this is all for the flay.
So guys, this is what it looks like after we are done. If you have watched this end, give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe and turn on the notification bell to get notified anytime we drop a video like this. And I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.